My friends, hello. I was recently asking a group that I'm a part of, what's something that you wish you had known earlier in your leadership career? And um, and one of the things that somebody shared with me was that they wish they knew the importance of sharing when they made a mistake earlier in their career. It would have saved them a lot of pain and heartache, and that rang really true for me because um, I have been a perfectionist throughout my life and still consider myself to be a recovering perfectionist. I don't think you ever stop being one. Um, and part of being a perfectionist is you don't make mistakes, or very infrequently. And so it took a long time for me to finally accept that I was human enough to acknowledge the mistakes that I was making. The problem that I experienced was because I took so long to realize that I had alienated people, I'd caused problems for myself, I had come off as arrogant, and just wasn't helpful. And so when I saw this, it really rang true for me. It reminded me of a time I was working with a group of emerging leaders, a number of managers who were becoming leaders, and we were talking about leadership and historical leaders, and having followers and what it means to have followers. And the conversation, I kind of started just spitballing instead of staying kind of in the lane that I would normally stay. And I pulled in an example that just didn't hit people the right way at all. It took the conversation in the wrong direction entirely, and it was just me, kind of free flowing instead of being thoughtful, and the conversation just went off the rails rapidly because I made a mistake. And so here I am with this whole group of people, and now I'm like, oh great, I gotta pull this conversation back together and get everyone to like come back to a point of agreement, and so that we can keep discussing what leadership is and what fellowship is and so forth. And um and so I'm doing this, and all of a sudden I look at I had some assistants in the room with me, and I looked at the assistants. I'm like, I am never using this example again, like right in front of everybody. I'm like, this was a mistake, I'm not giving this example again. And they laughed at me, and because I gaff all the time as I'm teaching. I mean, it's just part of being human, right? But this one just didn't go quite well. But what it taught me was what not to do, and it was a real world example that we did spin. I spun it in this direction. I said, look, here I'm supposed to be teaching you how to be a leader, and I just screwed up massively in front of you, and derailed our whole conversation because I wasn't being mindful of what I said. And um, and so we went in that direction, started talking about what it means to be the leader in the room, the authority in the room, whatever it may be, and absolutely screw up what you're saying and derailing people. And it became a lesson for everybody on just owning your mistakes, because we all make them. We're all human. We all make mistakes. I make mistakes every day. If you're watching these videos, you've probably seen like, oh, he probably meant to say this instead of that, or he stumbled over his words or whatever. I make mistakes all the time, and I'm willing and able to admit it now because I'm a recovering perfectionist. So for us, as we are leading other people, let's demonstrate our humanity. Let's demonstrate our humility. Let's own the mistakes that we make so that we can teach others through the example that we set how to behave. And what's going to happen is everyone's going to feel that it's a safe environment to try things, to explore, to grow, and a safe place to make mistakes. You have that ability by how you lead those around you.